Hello my friends, today's video is going to be just a silly little haul of decks that I've acquired, honestly, within the past maybe even 9 months. Some of these are new and I haven't featured them on my channel at all, and then some of them are decks that have been featured on tarot tags that I've made and VRs, but never in a haul, which is kind of weird and dumb because all of these are so cute and deserve to be featured. So that's what I'm going to do. I apologize about any honking that you hear. It's a Friday at 5 p.m. By the way, I'm BB. Welcome to my channel if you're new. Welcome back if you are not. I make tarot content as well as, I don't know, some other stuff sometimes. I have another channel that I started recently about my home and home decor in general. Keep an eye out because I do have ideas for more videos coming very soon. And if I sound funny, it's because I'm getting over being sick and I apologize. Okay, let's start. I'm gonna start with a tiny little category, which is playing card decks. So the first one is, I believe this is called the Antique Arabian playing cards. I did get it on Amazon. I'm not really a fan of the backs, but I am a fan of how little they are and a huge fan of the art. Like, look at this. Should I zoom in? No, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I love this art. I don't get to, like, as a Westerner and someone who lives in the US, I don't get to see this kind of art very often. And so when I saw this playing card deck on Amazon, and when you go to get it, it has a bunch of options and you can get different types of art, but this was the one that appealed to me the most. I think it's really beautiful and historical, obviously, and I don't know, it just spoke to me. I think it's really awesome. So I will definitely be using this because I like to play card games with friends, and I also like to collect card decks, playing card decks, and I'm new to that. My brother collects them as well, but not all really unique, beautiful playing card decks are easy to play with. Sometimes they don't have clear red and black, or you can't really see what the card is very quickly or easily. So this is very cool. The next playing card deck I have was a failed Kickstarter that I was really heartbroken about, actually. And then the creator decided to do pre-orders through their website, which is what happened. And this ended up being produced, and I'm so happy that it was. It is by Grandma Baby's Apothecary, and it is called Grandma Baby's 52 Blues. It's round, it's little. I love the backs. They always do such a great job. Their taste level is chef's kiss. It has a thank you card. I love this color blue. It is a little bit sticky on itself, but that might get better with use, I'm hoping. It does have very small symbols on it, so you can see that these are diamonds. We have clubs and hearts here. And then it also has, for the spades, Psalms, which is so interesting. I don't think this came with a book either. We have our jokers. A very, very special, everything that Grandma Baby's Apothecary puts out is very, very special, and I feel very lucky to have it. It has a velvety, like, rose petal finish, which is, I think, why it's sticking on itself, but it feels very buttery and yum. A really meaningful and beautiful deck. Okay, the next deck is the Naked Truth Tarot. I just featured this on a video of mine recently where I did a side-by-side comparison of this deck, the Tarot of Aphrodite, and the Odyssean Tarot. If you have not seen that, it's a pretty cool walkthrough. I will link it in the cards. This is a current obsession of mine. I adore this deck, and I adore the art in it, the production quality, the thinness but durability of the cards. This was like ace in the hole. This was an amazing Kickstarter, and I am so happy to have been able to back it. Incredible. I think that this will be a classic of mine and fills a space that I've been trying to fill for a very long time in its own very like beautiful and specific way. I have sold, you know, 1 or 2 classic art decks in the past, and this just feels like a good fit for me. It has like these pink foiled edges. The backs don't, I don't know, they don't appeal to me that much. I don't think they're the worst, but the pink and blue and the modern, it just feels modern. Like, I don't know, this doesn't feel the best, but the foiling and the like bottom border and the font, just like a classic Times New Roman style, like love, 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 love. Okay, next we have the Tarot Do Crepuscule by Zapatrax. This is a deck that I missed, I think, the first time it was on Kickstarter. And then I think I saw that it was available on her website. It feels like a rose petal finish, but the cards feel much more flexible than usual. I don't know if it has a core in it or not. The embossing on the back makes it feel a little bit more durable as well. But I just think that this illustration style is so cute. It reminds me of like Stasha Burrington too. Oh, this is an extra card. Super fun, spoopy. This is probably like my version of Halloween deck. And it's just a majors. It's just a majors deck, and I'm so happy that I got to have this because I had wanted it for a really long time and wasn't able to get it the first time it was available. So it's very fun. Another recent acquisition is this Etsy deck, and it's an AI deck, which I know we all have strong feelings about. I'm gonna keep it in order because I think I'm gonna do a walkthrough of it, or maybe not a walkthrough, but like a flip through. I really love the subject matter, and I think that the imagery is cool. What gets me is the thing that jumped at me to begin with, which is that the color palette is so limited. And I don't mind a limited color palette. I've shown you just now a limited color palette, but pink and teal is just not my ideal. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I love the medieval aspect of this. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I wish it had more of like an organic, color scheme. But I really do love the images. I think they're really fun. I don't really have anything like this. I think maybe the closest thing I can think of is the Dragon Tarot, but that has dragons all over it, you know? And this is a little bit more like fairy tale style. The cards themselves feel very like, I don't know, Hay House Oracle deck very glossy. It might be a semi-gloss, but it feels like very laminated, you know? And it's probably about the size of an oracle deck. Not a big one, but it has like a light, soft gilding on it, if you can see. So that's the Serious Tarot. I will link it below if it's still available on Etsy. I believe the shop is called the Serious Tarot Shop, but don't quote me on that. One that I can't believe I haven't featured in a haul, but I've definitely featured in tarot tags is the Hoptic Tarot. This is not news for everybody. I just wanted to highlight it in a haul video. Again, this is my favorite back of any card ever. I love the classic kind of sheer ribbon. I don't know why that trumps everything else for me. Honestly, I think it's because it's feminine and it's vintage, and I think that's like, I think that's just what I love. And black is so classic, you know, black and white. I am a fan of black and white. I maybe chalk it up to me being a Gemini, but that it really is something that I'm drawn to in my home, in my clothing, in design. I love a good black and white moment. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. It's one of my top favorite decks I think that I own ever. And I am expecting the Terra Tarot. I think what I'm going to do is, I always wanted to do a dedicated video to this deck, and I think what I'll do is do maybe a side-by-side or a walkthrough of both decks and kind of talk about my feelings about them. So that's the Hoptic Tarot, and she's very special and she's very good. A demure, mindful girl, you know? I love all the different colors of the borders too. It's like so fitting. Sets a tone, but it's not overdone. And pay no attention to like the chaos that is me picking up these cards. Okay, I also received the Gourmet Tarot. I don't know if I've featured this. Maybe I have, I can't remember. This is also a Kickstarter. That's kind of been my main source of purchasing decks in the past year, honestly. I haven't done a lot of purchasing outside of that. It's been very, very minimal. And there are too many Kickstarters to count, but there have just been a really great amount of them. Between this deck and the food and animal, or the animal and food tarot, excuse me, that you will see in a moment, I have discovered I am a huge fan of food illustration. This illustration feels very specific. It feels like a Studio Ghibli film. I love it. It makes me so, so happy. Like, just the unbridled joy that this brings me is a little bit silly, and I'm here for it. I'm so here. It's so sweet and cute, and it kind of makes me nostalgic for the type of animation style from my childhood, you know? Like, I feel like I could see Alvin and the Chipmunks hanging out and eating food that looked like this. Or Sailor Moon, or I don't know, other cartoons that I was watching at the time. Let me know if you get what I'm talking about, and if you have this deck, and if you love it. I did see a walkthrough on it, and I'll probably do a flip through at some point. I think it's on my list, but I'm trying to catch up on all of my ideas. So this is the Gourmet Tarot. It was a Kickstarter, and I don't believe it's still available. This one has gold foiled edges too, and like a really cute picnic. Oh, there's a scratch. Is it on every one? Picnic table, like gingham back. Oh no, it was just a scratch on one of them. Weird. Okay, the next is Le Jeu de Tarot. This is an Etsy deck, It has a 3D printed little box that I'm in love with. It's so cute. And this is a little cutie. It's very delicate. It's definitely just on kind of like art paper, but the ink is so beautiful. The coloration and the saturation, it's a really great like printing job. As you can see, the majors are fully illustrated and then the minors are pips, and it's just a little cutie. We've got our court cards here, and we love her. I guess I should have included this in my playing card decks, but because it has a major arcana, I guess I just, you know, group it with my tarot. I think that was my logic there. It's so cute though. I even like, you know, the ratio, you know, the size and dimensions of the cards themselves. I like that they're a little elongated for regular playing cards. Sweet and simple, French artist. Does it say who it is? Cécile Morand Brucas. I will link it. The animal in Botanical is something that I got, I think, towards the end of the year last year or the beginning of the year this year, and it is delectable. And I feel like maybe a few decks that I have here today could be described in that way. But it's just true. It has, if you haven't seen this already, I mean, I think it was, you know, a hot topic for a minute because there was a lot of buzz around it. People liked it, they didn't like it, they felt like it was useful, maybe it wasn't useful. I don't know. I'm obsessed. I just will draw a card for myself and my partner and read about them and learn about plants, which I don't know much about at all, and learn about different animals from all around the world. There is an animal and there's two animals and one kind of plant on each card. I believe that's the rule. And I just love that the quality of the artwork is incredible. It's dreamy, it's romantic, it's like idealized, but it's pretty true to life at the same time. It's pretty realistic. So I just think animals are gorgeous, and I could look at them all day, and I love that I have this deck with this amazing book that comes with it. It's in my bookcase, so I'm not going to show it at the moment, but I'll do a walkthrough of this one as well. This is just serotonin, like in a box, you know? It's just so sweet and so knowledgeable. Like, the book makes so much sense to me and like brings my consciousness into places that it wouldn't normally go just by using a regular tarot deck, which is something I really, really enjoy. And it's kind of like a no-brainer. I just pull a card and read about it, and it's so comprehensive. It's not, I don't really have to do any work. This is the kind of deck where I don't use it in a spread, right? I'm not pulling multiple cards of this unless it's for different people. I think this is a great type of deck to bring to a party. Oh, and the backs are gorgeous too. Hold on. Like, is it focused? So pretty. So pretty. The Hoptic Tarot is a Kickstarter that just came recently, like just this summer. It's by Nick Jacobs, and it's funny because I think I was watching a video of Amethyst Ascensions, and she was saying how she has a hand fetish, and I just wanted to be like, girl, I feel that. I feel you, and I agree. Hands are something that I look at on everyone, and I'm always thinking about them when I'm watching people. I don't know, that sounds creepy, but it's just very true. Oh, we've got some upside downs. This is a hyper realistic deck in the style of, I think it's like the Danish Masters. I have to double check the book. But I just find it really powerful and moving and almost hypnotic, and everything in here looks like it could be from a museum. You know, it's very still life. Oh, it has a kitty. I forgot about the kitty. The light quality and the color is really what gets you. It's really stunning. Okay, let me see. Let me just double check. Okay, yeah, the Flemish artist Jan van Eyck. It's inspired by his works. This Kickstarter also came with a reading cloth that's pretty cool. I will definitely do a flip through of this where I will show you all that fun stuff. The Maria Tarot is a Thoth-based deck from Kickstarter that really captured my attention when it launched. I have yet to work with it, and I do have things I want to say about it, but I just would rather do it in its own video, or maybe do it in, I think I was going to do a VR to the mid-year tarot tag, even though I'm incredibly late and maybe I just don't care and I'm a rebel. I'll say this, I really love the pips. I really love the minors in this deck. The majors, not so much, but it is a work of art, and that's why I backed it. I am not as familiar with Thoth, but it's not that I don't ever intend to be, so, you know, it's there, and I'm really happy to have it. I thought for maybe a moment that I wouldn't keep it, but oh, here's an extra card. But I think that the work done here is really incredible and evocative, and the colors are just like, I don't know, amazing. Look at this. So yes, it is going to stay, and I will get to a study of it when I'm ready, you know? So that is the Maria Tarot. Okay, this is my most recent acquisition. It's the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. This is originally from the 40s and has a lot of esoteric Kabbalah symbols and imagery. I first saw this on Rose Honey Rituals channel and thought that it was really interesting and unique, and honestly, I needed it because of the Two of Cups, which is the Venus in Cancer card. I have a Venus in Cancer, and I just needed it. That was, I don't know, that was just what needed to happen. Let me see if I can find it. Some of these are kind of boring to me visually, and then some of them are really fun and interesting. And some of them are just like really intense. But I love the history of it, and I just go with it. I like the grapes, but that wasn't the card. Oh yeah, okay. It was this one. I bought this deck for this card. I really do like the martinis too, but anyway, this is a really deep deck, and I don't mean to minimize it whatsoever. I'm really stoked to have it. I think that it'll be really fun to use, and I have a feeling it's going to be a very powerful reader. I think that's kind of what you're set up for, and I really do like how it has the astrology in it too, which is something that I really enjoyed like associating. So you've got the decans in here. It's all good. The Animal and Food Tarot deck. I did a walkthrough of this deck, or maybe like 6 months ago, maybe longer. and it has not gotten enough views. I don't know what I need to do to get this deck to get the attention that it deserves, but I guess featuring it in a haul is the right thing. Here is a little cute pouch for it. So cute. This is another one that has longer cards, which I really enjoy. I love everything about this deck. This deck reminds me of, what were those little like fuzzy doll animals that like that had like doll houses and things? I didn't own them. I was like a Barbie girl. I did not own this specific toy, and now I need to look it up because it's gonna drive me nuts. But do you not see? I mean, from the foiling to, what is it, watercolor illustration, to the perfect borders and their little faces, and like, again, we've got food and baking, and they're, no, it's too much. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. I don't remember where I first saw this, but I freaked out and I immediately bought it because I had to. Okay, let me find out what the heck those toys are that I'm talking about. And you probably are screaming at the screen right now, but I didn't own them, and I knew someone who did, and I was very jealous. I mean, I had tons of toys. I had tons of types of toys. I had Polly Pockets, I had Trolls, I had all the things. I don't know what I was getting instead of these, but apparently my mom didn't think I needed every single type of toy. Okay, yes, it was Calico Critters. Oh my gosh, are these not like Calico Critters? This makes my heart so happy. And so now you know, between this and just like, oh my gosh, the style. It's just like the style. I feel like I had Barbie books where the backgrounds looked like this. Like the style, I can't explain it to you, but it's very 1980s. It's very 1980s, like My Little Pony, you know? I want everything to feel like this, always. Like, you know how when, in the 90s, when animation went from this to, like, Real Monsters and Rugrats and Rocket Power and all of those things, like, my heart died. I was so sad. Because I just wanted my beautiful illustrations back, you know? I just wanted Muppet Babies back. The Sistine Tarot. I have a video about this. We don't have to discuss it. It's out of print, I'm sorry. But I have to show it. Because my good friend Rose Bay Tarot created it, and she's a genius and an artist and so talented. If you want to know about this deck and, you know, what it's about and what I think and who all these pop culture references are, I'm sure I've missed a few, but please check out my video because it's awesome. This deck feels very much like a home to me. It's kind of funny how much Rose Bay and I's taste overlaps. It's like I feel kind of silly, like we're soulmates in some way, because she'll post a deck and I want it. She'll make a deck and I want it. And like, I just feel like she understands a side of me that not a lot of people do. I love this deck. I'm so blessed and grateful for it. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I have more to say, but it's probably all in my other video. So go watch my other video. I also love these backs. Some of the best backs have been happening lately. And I also got the gilded edition, which is way fun, which I'm learning is not called gilded, which I mean, I always knew it was, but it's foiled. Copper? Is this copper? It looks like copper foil. Okay, this is a very, very special deck. It's Are You in the Room? It instantly became a favorite of mine. I do intend to do a deep dive on it because it has 4 different art styles from 4 different artists. I'm not usually a super fan of that kind of thing, but there's something about this deck. It's just very special. It's very approachable, like a friend. It's from the heart, and it also features some art that I don't ever see in decks. Something like this or something like this. These, oh my gosh. I think what I'm gonna do with this deck is, because not all of it feels very me, but some of it feels like incredibly me, I think I'm gonna do a singled out on it, and we'll go card by card and do like a yes, no, maybe, and then see what we can come up with. But these are 4 artistes killing it, doing an unconventional tarot, and I'm eating it up and I want more. I think this is so cool. Let me know what you think. This is probably a little out there for a lot of people, but it's just right in the zone for me. I love this one so much. I really dig the backs too. Didn't I just say that we're having a really good back moment in this video? I think we are. This is like very unusual that I like so many backs. I love that the bottom is lined in red too. That's really cool. Okay, this is the last tarot, and then I have 2 oracle decks to show you. Of course I have the Goddess of Love. And I'm sure I've featured it in a video before, but mine is extra special because a friend of mine went ahead and modded it, which I love. And it's gorgeous, and these are some of my favorite edges ever. Is this not perfect? Red, matte red. It's micro trimmed and edged. And yeah, I think maybe this was the biggest deck that I have noticed people like ogling over. Is ogling a word? Freaking out over in the past year. Which deck do you think people have been freaking out over the most? I feel like this deck appeals, oh, my lighting's changing, I'm sorry. Appeals to so many different people that, like, that's the reason why, is because all sorts of tarot users, like, this can fit somewhere in their practice, you know? It's very beautiful. It's very cool. I love Gabby Herstick and the work that she does. And this is sick. This is very awesome. And Snakes for Hair, like, excuse me, she's so good. Like, this art is so good, and I think it got the attention that it did for a reason. But because it got so much attention, I didn't really make very many videos about it. I think I didn't do a dedicated video about it, that's for sure. And for a while, I had my old version that I tried to trim on my own and messed up. So I had to get a new deck and have someone who knows what they're doing trim it for me and edge it for me. Should I fix my lighting? Yeah, it's dark. Hold, please. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, my last two decks. We have the Terra Incognita Oracle. This used to be on Etsy, I believe, and it sold out. And then they did a Kickstarter for a new edition, which I'm so happy they did because it was in my Etsy cart, I think, for a long time. And then it was gone because it was no longer available. I love these backs on theme for the day, right? It's got silver edging. And these are existing images by a photographer. I don't remember when, maybe from the 30s. I can check. But they're beautiful. I haven't really gotten into the book very much, so I'm not sure how it reads as far as if you're not using your own intuition on it. But they're very, very striking. We had just discussed earlier how I'm really into black and white decks, and this is no exception. Or black and white in general, you know, grayscale in general. I apologize. You cannot see it. Is that better? And now my light is cascading. I just can't win. It's okay. I'm almost done. So the images are by Karl Blossfeldt. He was German, or is German. I don't know when they were created. Oh, here we go. He originally published his photographic series of enlarged plants in 1929. Okay, close, because I said 30s. So very cool. I can't wait to use this in tandem with my tarot and see what comes up and see what beauty will be unveiled. So maybe in the future I'll do some tableaus as examples for you on what it looks like when I read for my friends. Okay, last deck coming right up. It's very dusty because it was on top of a shelf for a while and I need to clean it. And it's, you know, velvet just catches everything. The Sexcraft Oracle. This was a Kickstarter that I received, I don't remember if it was late last year or early this year. It's very cool. It's like historical, witchy. It's like Salem witchy. Like it's very pilgrim, very like colonial. I think some are horizontal and some are vertical, and that would normally bother me, but this is just a really special weirdo deck, you know? Are they all? No, they're not all. Like, how weird and cool is this? This one. I love this so much. I love the sexuality of it, like the deviousness of it, the witchiness of it. I've used it once and really resonated with what it had to say. So, I mean, there's that. I will do a video on it. I need to read the book. It came with a separate book. It came with a little booklet too, but the book looks really cool. I'm not gonna show you all of them right now because I'm gonna do a walkthrough, but just so cool. If this is not your thing and this totally turns you off, I very much get it. But for me, it's way fun. Like, I don't know. I'm really stoked this exists. I'm not really into Travis McHenry's other decks, but this one felt right. It just felt so right. And it feels really good in the hands too. And if you notice, it also has like the playing card symbols, as well as you've got planetary symbols, it looks like. Yeah, Venus, Pluto, Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, etc. Love. We love. Of course, it also has black matte edging, because why wouldn't it? So those are all the decks that I have acquired in, I don't know, since maybe January. Let's just say January, because I did do a what I got for Christmas video. So let's say in the past 8 months or so, that haven't, you know, been able to participate in a haul video or an at present or anything like that. I haven't done an at present for a minute. So I want to say thanks for being here. Thanks for being curious. Thanks for being my friend. I'll see you in the next video. And my mom's coming, I gotta go.